Let's start with the next compound, and that is plaster of Paris, short form is POP. This is how it will look like. Let's understand something more about it. Its common name is plaster of Paris. Its chemical formula is CaSO4 half H2O, something which is very special, half H2O. With half H2O, this compound is called as calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Next, its nature. It is amorphous, that means very smooth to touch. Its color is white. And its solubility, when we take this and when we try to dissolve in water, it is fairly soluble in water. Little soluble, little insoluble. Let's move ahead with the study about plaster of Paris. What are we going to study next? Gypsum, when heated at 300 degree Kelvin or 300 Kelvin, leads to the formation of plaster of Paris. So we are learning how to form plaster of Paris. Gypsum, when heated at 300 Kelvin, leads to the formation of plaster of Paris. Let's understand in the form of chemical reaction. Calcium sulfate .2H2O is the formula of gypsum. When it is heated at high temperature, it gives calcium sulfate half H2O along with the release of H2O. Now, basically, two calcium sulfate molecules are sharing one water molecule, and hence we write CaSO4 half H2O. But in chemistry, half H2O doesn't look good. So what are we going to do here is, to remove the fraction, we are multiplying entire reaction by 2. And after that, we get 2 CaSO4, and when we multiply that half H2O with 2, we get one water molecule which is called as plaster of Paris. And now the entire reaction is balanced. So when we take 2 molecules of gypsum and we heat it, we get 2 molecules of plaster of Paris along with release of 3 water molecules. Let's study ahead of plaster of Paris. Now this plaster of Paris, when mixed with water, again sets quickly into hard mass called gypsum. So we have studied up how to convert gypsum into plaster of Paris. Now we are studying how to convert plaster of Paris into gypsum. You remove water and you add water and you can convert one into other. Let's study how. Now when we take plaster of Paris, that is POP, what is the formula of plaster of Paris? CaSO4 half H2O. We remove half by multiplying with 2. So we get 2 CaSO4 H2O. This is called as plaster of Paris. When we add water into it, it sets into hard mass which is called as gypsum. Now formula of gypsum is CaSO4 H2O along with the release of heat, because this is slight exothermic reaction. To balance the reaction, we write 2 near gypsum. Totally on right hand side we have 4 water molecule. So to balance water molecule, we write 3 H2O. With this, the reaction is balanced. Now where and how we use plaster of Paris or how we use gypsum, let's understand. First of all, gypsum or plaster of Paris used as a raw material for manufacturing of cement. And the second most important use of this compound is, it is used for repairing of fractured bone. You all have seen when you have fracture, to join the bones, doctor use plaster of Paris, which in turn set into hard mass which is called as gypsum. We learn more salts in next module.